I'm going to go over two tickers within Vanguard's Total Stock Market Index Fund. The first one up is MRNA. We ended the day at $47.53, up a whopping 11.65%. Congratulations if you've made some money off of this ticker. At one point in the day, we were up even higher than that, around 13 point something percent. But this is where we ended. To the north side takes us to one level of resistance and a potential take profit area at 49.84. Above that at two standard deviations, roughly 51.17. And at the next level, $52.47. I do not anticipate we get to this level on Wednesday, but if we do, you know what's going to happen. But don't hold your breath for this level on Wednesday. We could get there, obviously, by the end of the week if we continue to go in this upward channel that we are currently in. Now, to the south side, VWAP in the blue. Right there is 47.45. The middle of the trend and the baseline, 47.25. The lower channel of VWAP is right here. This is another support level as well. Many support levels in between. Depends on what you use, how you draw out your charts. 44.67. I just point out what I use. 43.35, and that's standard deviations, but 42.03 or right there. Note, as we look left, there's a clear bounce here at support. We blaze through resistance. That turns into resistance on the way up and then sold off along these areas and kind of going sideways. But if we follow this line, hopefully we'll continue to make our way up. I bought in originally at 48.20 and it fell like crazy after that. And now we've just reversed back to this level. So I will plan on getting out. And when it started to tank, I did buy some more down here. So with this lot that I bought in, I am up 27%. And so I thought, well, where do I want to get out? Originally, I was tracking the ticker and I could have just broke even and gotten out here, but I'm like, I'm not going to. So one level is for me roughly at that two standard deviations. But if I wait till the end of the week and do the swing trade like I like to do, here is Friday's line. I'm gonna mark that out. So if we continue to grind up, one level to get out could be at $50.82, which is where this middle of the trend line would be. Maybe if we continue to go up, it could be right here at 53.93. So I'm not sure what level I want to hop off at, but maybe here. So if I go two standard deviations, that's 51.17. But if I use the middle of the trend by the end of the week, it lines up with two standard deviations basically. So I will get out just to get rid of this lot. And then if we go down to this lot, I'll pick up some more down here. That's my thought process anyway. And the note, we were going sideways here. And let me show you what we look like on the daily and give you some price targets. As you can see, VWAP does not work on a bigger time frame. Let me delete that line. That's what I just marked out. So we are where? It's hard to see, but right here, I've changed out the colors for the new year. It will be purple moving forward. So 47.53, that's right here, but really, see, it gets wonky on the different time frames as you mark things out on another time frame. See, look at that. That's where I was thinking about getting out earlier. So I have it marked here, but really it's right here. So to the north side takes us to 64.47. And the one channel to the downside. Wait a second, let me just extend that again. Yep, okay, well, 64.74-ish. And then to the south side, $10.25. Don't hold your breath. Draw out other trend lines for yourself. Fibonacci replacements, Bollinger Bands, linear regression, VWAP, whatever you like to use. But that's where I bought previously. So if it goes down, I'll think about getting some more. But there was some news, and it had something to do with vaccine makers' gain amid growing concerns around bird flu. And I saw something else earlier about COVID making a comeback. Like, what a joke. Like I've said before, I don't trust them, the big farm, but I will trade them. I've never gotten a vax, will never, cannot force me. I don't care. Not doing it ever. But I will trade it. Big pharma never loses in the big picture. This is just pulling back here because they made so much money during COVID. So what did I read previously? I don't know. Maybe it was a Pfizer thing, but shares of Moderna eyeing highest daily percentage since May 24th. Novavax rises 10%. So the whole healthcare sector got lifted today. And I saw that it was already tanking when I bought back in here. And now they're reporting on this. But anyway, go check that out. I'm sure people will unsubscribe now that I've said that, but I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I make no money off of this, and I only am doing these videos for fun. So, and teaching people how to trade in a different way, because there are many ways to trade, and you have to find something that fits your style. Now, the 1-year price target on this is $71.40, which represents a 50% return from where we are. So where would 71, I'll mark it out here on this time frame and do this in white. Then I'm going to flip it over. Today is Tuesday, January 7th. 1 year price target is 71.40. So we're going to come back at the end of the year and see, did we hit this? I don't know when the target got set. We don't know that. It's always constantly getting updated. So you think it's one target and then they revise it lower and then you're like, what the heck? What happened? This is why you constantly have to check. So 71, the coordinates, 71.40. Now let me go back to the daily. So 71.40 is right here. So basically above the middle of the trend. If we can get to the middle of the trend, why couldn't we get here? Why can't we fill out this gap to the upside as well? Yes, we can. It's going to take a long time. I'm not an analyst. Don't pretend to be one. But if the analysts can figure it out, so can you. And you don't even have to do it with fundamentals. You can just go back to technicals and throw a dart. Sometimes I feel like that's what they do as well. And I'm just throwing my own darts. All right, that's it there. And this was an old middle of the trend line, which I should probably just get rid of at some point. It's okay. And while I'm here, should I mark the middle of the trend? Yeah, why not? Let's just do it. All right, now I want to go over, notice that N phase went up 2.97% as well, ending the day at 73.50. Devon Energy, 34.69, up 2.79%, and Micron Technology up 2.67% as well. Now, the one I want to show you is at the bottom of my leaderboard, NVDA. What happened here? Let's take a look. We ended the day at 140.14, down 6.22%. Now, let me give you Wednesday's levels. Middle of the trend. Well, VWAP VWAP is 143.68. That's going to be resistance. Resistance. Another level of resistance up here, 147.63. 156.48. Don't hold your breath. This is an old price target. Well, not old, but that's the price target from when I marked it out a little while ago, I think in November. 165.49 to the south side. Another level of support, 138.72, 134.40, and 129.62 looking left. So this gap, I never did a video, but I mark it out for myself behind the scenes. Whenever I can, I just go through it. I don't do videos every day. That did not touch until right here. It looked like it did, but if you make it bigger, you can see that it did not. That's a fake out right there, but it technically closed on Tuesday, opened up on Monday, so that's done. And then we have this one that opened up on Friday, January the 3rd, still in play to the downside. That will close out at 138.52. So I play conservatively. If I see a gap that's close to where I am thinking about buying in, and look, this would line up with -2 standard deviations. So I would just put a buy order in, but I sometimes get even more conservative, and then I place it down here or flip it to the 1 minute and see my levels. But if I mark it out for here as a buy, sometimes it just doesn't get there and I want to get in and then get out. So it depends on your strategy, what side of the line you're trying to buy and sell, and whether you're up or down, clearly. And another gap to the downside takes us to 119.18, and then this gap to the downside taking us to roughly 114. Things I've talked about in the past. Let's flip this over to the daily. And what does the daily tell us? Those are all the prices. Those are the price labels. That means I've done a video on it. So in the big picture on the daily, we're at 140.14 here. To the north side takes us back to a level we've been to before and above it just slightly, 153.57. And then to the downside, let me move this out of the way. So -2 standard deviations, 132.89 on the daily. And then that closed that gap. And then these are the gaps that I'm talking about. That one opened up on October 3rd of 2024. And then we have other gaps to talk about as well. 98.91 is when I did a video at the cheapest rate. It even went down to $95, and I didn't make a video, but I saw it, and I'm so stupid. I should have bought in, but I didn't. Now I'm hoping it bleeds out to down here, and then I will gobble it up. I do know someone that sold their NVDA shares and bought a bulldozer that was over 6 figures. That's how much money he went up and made, okay? And you can do that as well. But you just have to buy at the right time. But he's been in NVIDIA for the longest time. And he sold out of Apple and made a boatload. But I still have all of my Apple shares. And I could buy a bulldozer, but I don't need one. All right, let's see here. And that was NVIDIA. Oh, and one other one I want to do that's actually within Vanguard's total stock market fund, but it isn't listed here. Well, that's because, you know what I just realized? I've never included it. So if you don't know how to do that, all you do is hit this plus sign. I've already created a watch list. I'm going to add PLTR. Click on this, and then it adds it as the last ticker. But I'm going to sort it by this. Change. I like to go and scroll to the bottom. If I click it again, it'll give me the highest at the bottom. I don't like to do it that way. Oh, look at that. I should have actually done... Oh, I am doing Palantir. Duh. Oh, nice. Okay, it just happens to be that I am doing Palantir next. And it ends up being the last on my ticker board here, my board. All right, so while I'm in the daily, I'm going to give you the window we are in. Oops. And then make some observations here. Oh, gosh darn it. All right, we are at 69.99. All right, to the north side takes us back to a level we've been at 75.18, and then to the south side 56.34. Oh my gosh. Please don't go to 56.34. I will cry, but I'll still be massively in the red, but I don't care. I don't want it to go that far. Oh, I made this note, this observation on September 30th. Vanguard Group owned 244 million shares. So I'm going to figure out where September 30th is, and I'm going to find out where at what point they bought in on that day, specifically that day. You have to go back and look, but I just want to see what price was at that day. All right. And I'm going to show you back to the 5. This video is getting long and I need to stop. Now I'm going to give you some price targets and then tell you also what Trader Marat is doing. So I'm going to put this in purple. All right, we are right here at 69.99 is where we ended. This is the post market, okay? Down 7.81%. To the north side takes us to resistance and the middle of the trend at 72.76, 78.38, 81.80. All right, and since we are here, I'm going to mark out my target. Oops. My target area. This used to be in my Gap and Go videos as well. But because this is so close to a previous area that I've marked out here as the middle of the trend back on Friday, December 6th, look how many times we bounced off of that line that it became our support or our resistance line. I'm going to delete it now. Okay. And did I give you the south side? Now I've got distracted. I'm just going to give it to you again. 67.30 if I didn't. 64.56. 61.98. Note the bounce at resistance. And now if we get to this clear area of support, I will anticipate a bounce off of that. The RSI is turning down, so we've got some room to go to the downside. I use the RSI as support and resistance as well. All right, so, oops. There's that gap that I am tracking to the downside, all right? $58. So on what day here? On Friday evening or something around that date, Trader Marat made a comment, and I didn't do a video, and I noted the price on the day that he made the comment. And his comment was, I guess it was Saturday, January the 4th. So on the 5th, what did I do on the, why did I mark out the 5th? Oh, it's because I did do a video on the 5th, I think. Yeah. And price was at $79.85. So he said on the 4th, the forward PE is 170, short float, short interest is very low at 3.76%. Q4, now it's, getting closer to that date. Forward PE may be adjusted after report release. And he did say this, and I forgot to put this in, and that's why I'm going back. This is a buy opportunity for him if there's a 50% correction and it goes down to $40+. That's where he's really eyeballing it. And that to me seems so crazy, but I mean, if we're going to get to 58, why can't we get to those other gaps to the downside? I mean, I bought in at 12 and 10 and in the 20s, and we've got a gap. We've got several of them that I haven't extended down to 41.39. I've got one to 30.40. So take a look at this in the big picture, and that way you kind of can buy in or start a position if it's something that you've wanted to do for a while. But I don't want to buy anymore, and I didn't sell any. Gosh darn it. So I'll have to figure this one out. But that does it for me. That is a look at, what was it? MRNA, NVDA, and PLTR. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you have a fantastic trading day.